Hello, hello.
Hi, Celeste. Hi, Lisa. She's connecting. Her audio is connecting.
Okay.
How's everything? I like the background, nice and pink.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going pink today.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, we're getting everybody into the room here. Hi,
Good.
Shane. Hi, Shane. You were stuck there for a minute.
I was stuck on mute. I didn't want to not have my voice out.
No problem. Hi, Lisa, you on?
Hi, how are you?
There she is.
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
Good to see you. Nice background.
Thanks.
I was just getting everybody into the room. Hi, Paula.
My messy office.
Oh, that's okay. All right. You know, while we're getting set, if you guys can just put your name and where you're located in the chat, that'd be a good thing we can start off with. Okay, so let's see. We got Celeste is in, Paul's in, Shane's in. All right. Hey, Tina, how are you? Can you hear me, Tina? Uh-oh. Please, we're going to start audio problems already. Okay. All right, so we're going to see just another minute or two. We're going to see who else joins us in the room. We have a bunch of people signed up for tonight, so hope nobody had any trouble getting in. So did everybody get the email that I sent yesterday? Just giving you a little background on what we're doing tonight? How this is going to run? Good, good. I didn't want you to be blindsided by my questions, so just wanted to make sure I gave you a heads up. We're going to see how talented I am that I have to try to handle the waiting room while I attempt to do this.
You got this.
You could disable the waiting room so people could just come in.
This is true. Yeah. Okay. Sure. No problem. Uh-huh. Let's see.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay. Options.
I'll tell you I'll figure it out.
Okay.
It's all good.
You can
It's all
figure it
learning.
out loud because I don't know how to do that.
Okay, good. Okay, so listen, seeing as though I'm up to, I'll take any and all suggestions. Where do I find it?
It should under settings. Do you see where settings is?
No, I have to go out. Okay. No, of course not. Why would I see that?
Okay. There's a little green shield. Do you see that? Like if you put your, okay. So if you go if you click on the green shield, those are your settings. So go over to the top right, the little gear wheel, that's your settings. So hit that. And that should give you all the accessibilities because you're the host. You should be the one who could. It's not there?
No, it's there. I got it.
Okay, great.
Let's see if I can figure out now where the Yeah, no, I'm not going to find it.
Mhm.
I found the settings, but I'm not finding,
Okay, because I'm trying to think of where it would be for you because you're the host. So yeah, because I wouldn't be able to see that.
What is she, what are you looking for, Jane?
I'm just
To
looking to
dis-
see how
to
we can disable the waiting room so
disable.
that they can come right in.
Yeah.
I think, no. All right, you know what? I'll just have to wing it. It's okay. I'll be fine.
Okay. All right.
Get over my fear of Zoom.
No, that's okay. But there. What about on the bottom, like where it says?
Yeah, I didn't see it on the bottom. That's why I was
It's
asking.
not there either. Okay.
It's okay. All good.
Okay.
All good. So we'll get started, and whoever comes, we'll just have to bear with me trying to get them in. So not a problem. All right, ladies. So let's get this started. Hello and welcome to the Women Speakers Association Expert Series Fall 2020 event coming to you live from New York. I'd like to thank you for showing up fully today. And I want you to know that we appreciate the time that you're taking out of your day to connect with us here. Tina, I don't know if I got a chance to tell you, if you could just drop your name in the chat and where you're from, that'd be great for everybody. We're going to see how much we can put in that chat later on. My name is Jane Parmell. I am the founder of Jane Parmell Business Coaching, and I am really excited about my role as the Global Business Connector for the Women Speakers Association. I love to listen to people's stories. I always have. I love to help them get those stories out to the world. And I think that together we can shift thinking in this world and make it a better place. So a little bit about the Women Speakers Association. You know, you're all part of it. We have over 14,000 members in 120 countries on 6 continents. We're working on the 7th one. Women Speakers Association provides a platform for women to support, mastermind, and mentor one another in the call to empower the voice of the 21st century woman. On any stage, WSA is dedicated to empowering you and providing more visibility and opportunities for our members. With the addition of the Global Business Connector program this year in 2020, we're hitting the ground running on a local level. Plain and simple, we want to provide support in local communities across the globe. For the community I'm building here in New York, my vision is wrapped around a quote from the Dalai Lama: "The world will be saved by the Western woman." The New York Women Speakers Association wants to lead in that focus. We're a leading city. We need to lead in that focus. And we want to hold space for women who have a message, where they have a place to express themselves, empowered in their authenticity, increasing their visibility worldwide, not just here in the States, everywhere. An empowered community for women to embrace their roles as leaders, using their voice to inspire others, create transformations for those that they serve. So that brings us to tonight's event. In addition to me not getting that waiting room working. There we go. Okay. One more person in. So tonight, our fall 2020 expert series. We're going to work through it a little bit differently than we originally intended. So I had sent out an agenda to all of you yesterday just to give you an idea. It's going to go something like this. We'll each have a chance to do some spotlights. We can hear about you and your business. Then we will have our expert speaker, Celeste DeCamps. Give a wave, Celeste. Thank you. We'll be talking about empowering your message in the way you move, present, and speak, especially in our new virtual reality, which is virtual reality. This will be a roundtable, so Celeste will be able to have a discussion with you, answer questions, and any inquiries you have regarding the topic. After that, I'll tell you a little bit about what I do and how my business ties in with my work with WSA. And then we'll do a second round of spotlights. So we're going to split it up. Right now, we don't have a good number, so we can split it up into 2 sections. Once everybody's gone, then we'll talk a little bit about WSA and the benefits that you have with your premium membership, what it can do for you, and actually what I can do for you as a global business connector, and the opportunities available to our members locally, nationally, and worldwide. And for the last part of our time together, I'd like to hear from each of you about your plans for 2021, seeing as though 2020 was really non-existent for most of us. Let's face it, we're hoping for the best here. We're preparing for more of the same for a little bit, but hoping to return to some type of normalcy. So I'd like to hear about your ideas for you and your business. Hopefully I can use that as a building block for how I can best serve you as a global business connector, whether you're here in New York or I know you from across the globe. You'll all be an integral part of the community that we designed for 2021 and helping me to get message makers to be heard. So we're going to start with speaker spotlights. We're going to do a 2-minute intro for each of you. Let's see. We're going to do your name, what you do, who you do it for, and your ideal client so that we can help you get some of those ideal clients. That would be good. All right. So let's see. Shane, you want to go first? Where are you, Shane?
Yes, I do, because I have to leave a little early.
I know you do. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for remembering. I didn't want
Yes,
to
no problem.
be great. So my name is Enchantress Shane. I specifically, well, women who hide when they have really good stuff to say, but they get hung up on doing it perfect or making sure they don't sound stupid. Well, I help them by giving them space to be authentic and weird and radically just who they are, and then attract those people, whether it's for a relationship or for their business. And I work with a lot of creative artists who are also empathic, who've been a black sheep of the family, who think, I curse sometimes a lot, who think they came from this fucked up childhood. And so they're sort of on the down low committed to having a fucked up adulthood. So I show them that they're amazing and great just exactly as they are.
Very good. All right, Shane, thank you so much. Next, we're going to do Paula, because Paula, I know you have to hop off also.
Paula Cramer. I do more than speaking. I offer 2 webinars, one on gossip, power in the workplace, good, bad, and ugly, and one do people breaking glass ceilings, inviting loyalty, limiting backlash. So those would be people who elect to take my workshops. They identify themselves as needing the information. I also have 2 online directories that I've launched within the last year. One is Better Planet Business. I promote businesses that donate money to charities and nonprofits. The other is My Record Now, which is a positive online directory for people with mugshots that provides a positive online identity while providing privacy 24/7. Nobody can see who's on the directory. The only way to find someone who's a member of the directory is if you type in their name and the word mugshot or arrest record or criminal record. They don't come up otherwise. Nobody can see them, and they have the ability to say what they've done since they're got the mugshot, and to say if they deserve the mugshot. Not everybody with a mugshot deserves a mugshot, and their lives can be hampered. There's a documentary called Mugshot, in which one person with a mugshot said it's a criminal, it's assassination. The mugshot is character assassination. And my husband spent time in county jail when he's a teenager. I know what that meant to him. Positive identities make success more likely. And it's better for us as society if people with mugshots are paying taxes instead of living on our taxes.
So true. Very good. All right. One thing I did forget to tell everybody is we're going to keep it to, see, I just did see, nothing works right with this technology. My timer, I forgot to tell you, set a timer for 2 minutes. We're going to do that. I'm going to do that on my own, on my side. If you would like to do it to keep it close to you, you could do it on your cell phone. Shane, Paula, could you just drop your how to contact you into the chat as well? This way we can have that if you guys have to jump off. I know timing wise, I just want to make sure that anybody that's on the call can network with you later on. Okay, Tina, you want to go next?
Sure. Thanks, Jane. Hi, everybody. My name is Tina Everett. I'm in Denver, Colorado. I'm the Global Business Connector here in Denver. And my business is Claim the Lead. I'm a career transformational coach and a life counselor. And I offer programs around career change as well as career development. So I help the mid-career professional woman who questions her career path after having made a long-term investment of time, of energy, and education in that path. And this desire for change, it just might dovetail with hitting 40 as part of that famed midlife transition. But it's also people who start a career young and they return to school in their 30s as well as in their 50s and experiencing new degrees of freedom. And they seek a different way to spend the next 15 plus working years of their life. So they have 10 plus years of experience and they want to build that they have 10 plus years of experience that they can build on, and they have a drive to make their next career move a psychological and an economic success. And then with career development, these are ambitious professional women who are just starting their working life and they're making their way into a fully engaged career. They have less than 10 years of experience to build on, and they also have a drive to feel that their career is a psychological and an economical success.
Wow.
And I'm a recovering former marriage and family therapist specializing in relationship and addiction trauma.
Cool. Very good. Tina, thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
you did it in under the 2 minutes, even.
Oh, I forgot to hit my timer. I always forget that.
Always. I always forget. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, then we will have Lisa and Dr. Melissa will have you guys go too. And if anybody else comes into the room, they can go later. Otherwise, we'll just have a conversation during the other time. So whichever one of you would like to go first. Whoever hits that button first.
All right, I'll
Go
go.
ahead.
Let me start my timer. So, all right. Okay. I'm Lisa Hannigan. I'm the Global Business Connector in Jacksonville, Florida, and very happy to be here to meet all you ladies. My business is Glimmer Learning, and I am a virtual engagement specialist. So, Jane, happy to help you out if you want some tips with how to use Zoom.
I'll be
Or
calling.
anybody else. Anyways, I work with leaders and high potentials on actually just kind of helping people feel more confident in this virtual environment. I know that may sound like, wow, why are you doing that? And how all of a sudden, but I actually got into this a few years back. I don't know if I had some women's premonition or what, but I'm in the learning and development field already and online learning. That's the way everything was going. And when I became a certified master trainer, I got interested in virtual training, and I went ahead and got certified to do that a few years back. So, of course, it's come in very handy with all that's going on this year. But as far as working with clients, I have just I do a lot of different things. When you're in this virtual environment, you have to engage differently. It's not the same as just, okay, I walk in the room and I just start talking, and I can put a presentation up. You still have some similarities, but your presence is a little different. You have to engage differently. Your visuals need to be different. There are nuances. And so I help to teach them engagement techniques so that every time they essentially walk into onto their virtual stage, they make engagements, and that human connection is still there every time they speak.
Very good. Great. Thank you. Same thing for all you ladies. Just make sure you put in how we can contact you, your email address or or Facebook or whatever in the chat as well. Dr. Melissa, you're up.
Thank you, Jane. Good evening, ladies. I'm Dr. Melissa Balison, and I am in Colorado. My company is Colorado Wife Consulting. I do health and medicine consulting. I help women make the best choice for their health journey, help them optimize their level of medications and or supplements. I say I'm a de-prescriber because I help you get off of medications if that is your choice. My doctorate is in pharmacy, so I do have the knowledge and expertise to guide you safely to get off of medications and go to supplements. I am your patient advocate, so I will help you with language to talk to your physician, or I will make the call for you to your physician so that they are on board, because it is your choice. And I help give you unbiased opinions of, whether the medication is right or whether the supplement is right, getting it to whatever your goal is. I help mostly women in their 40s and 50s, and especially those who, it's kind of that second, our midlife crisis type thing is what you would say. Things are coming up. It's like, what's going on? My hormones are changing. Is it anxiety? Is it depression? Is it menopause? What's going on? So I do a lot of education and a lot of empowerment to help you really make your decision, and like I say, walk alongside you on your journey. Trying to think if there's anything else I should say. I think that's probably about it. I'll put my contact information in the chat so you can reach out. And I do help people who aren't on medication. So those who just want to be healthier, I help you find better choices. It's all about the whole picture: mental, physical, spiritual, financial health, all ties in. I also overarch with stress management and self-care, helping you realize that self-care is not selfish. And I think that's my time.
So where are you in Colorado?
I am in Pueblo.
Ah, great.
You're not too far from each other. That's good. All right.
Sounds
Sounds
good,
good.
not too far.
Okay. I know they said it was, Dr. Melissa said it would be a nice long ride, but all right, good. Well, folks, I will get this thing moving now. We're going to go on to our expert series speaker. I'd like to tell you a little bit about her. Celeste DeCamps has had many careers. She's worked in radio and television. She was a professional belly dancer and a co-owner of a jazz and blues restaurant. Also, she was a sales representative for Southern Wine and Spirits. Currently, Celeste is the owner of Empowerment Through Movement, LLC, and is the co-founder of Authentic Voice, LLC. In addition to speaking herself, she also provides coaching for speakers and others who want to be more confident when they have a big meeting, an introduction, an interview, whatever it is. So, Celeste, the floor is yours.
Hi. Well, thank you so much. It's amazing to hear everybody's different work and everything that they're so incredibly passionate about. And it's all about helping each other, which is wonderful. And I'm sure, Lisa, you probably already know a lot of the things I'm going to talk about, because what we decided is to talk about the virtual world, because we are doing this virtual thing and probably for a while longer. And I don't know about you, but I've been on so many Zoom meetings from Skype and Cisco WebEx and Discord, all of the different platforms and all of the different things you need to learn about it. And many things come to mind because I was in television. And the biggest thing that we learned right away is that the camera captures everything. If you watch a news station, they are the perfect talking heads to emulate. Because if you notice, they always have good posture. They sit up straight, their shoulders are back, and unless it's a very serious story, they're smiling. But you'll also notice that they do not touch their face. They do not touch their hair. They do not touch their clothing. They don't do anything like that because it's distracting. It's magnetized when you're on camera because the focus is on you. And many people do not think about that. And I've been on meetings where people are getting up and down, their camera goes off and on, and somebody is doing a presentation and yet your eyes keep going to that. I've been on Zoom meetings where people are in their car and they're driving and and they're talking to their kids in the back. And at that point, it's like, why are you doing this? Because it is at this point not only distracting, but it's disrespectful. Somebody is trying to give you information, or it is a networking event and everybody's trying to introduce themselves. And yet we're all looking at the woman hoping that she doesn't hit anybody as she's driving along and talking to her kid in the back. But it's something else. When you're on here, lost my earbud. When you're on here, like I said, you see everything. But it's a matter too of where are you looking? because believe it or not, we could tell when you're looking at yourself. You know, as soon as you start doing this, you know, you know, you're looking at yourself and you obviously are not engaged anymore. But when you want to keep your focus and you want people to know that you are there and you want to make a presence, then be the person who has it all together. Look the part, fix your hair. You know, if you need makeup or you prefer you look better with makeup, I know I do, make sure that it's all done. Wear colors that pop. You want to be noticed? Don't sink into the background. Don't wear black, don't wear white. Wear something that's colorful. It brings attention to you. And when people are trying to talk and they're looking around, you will notice you will always end up looking at the same person. And a lot of that is because everything just seems so well put together. And that is something that creates presence, because I'm sure Lisa has talked about this many times, because even though you're not face to face, we can still create an aura of fun, of engagement, of interest. And it means not just staring. I have done presentations and I have this. And I cannot tell if they're paying attention or not. So it helps if somebody is nodding in agreement and going, oh, okay. At least this way I know, okay, somebody's paying attention. But once they start to sit back like this and they're swiveling in their chair, you know you lost them and they're never coming back. But it's also, again, a little rude because we can see you. We know when you are talking to somebody off camera, even if you're muted. I mean, come on, I know it. We know what you're doing. You can't hide that. So when you're going to do these meetings, take that time. Tell people, you cannot bother me for an hour. You know, put a sign up on the door and make sure that your phone is on silence. That if you have your watch on, put that on silence. Your notifications, they should all be turned off. And give that person your attention. Or especially if you're doing the presentation, you need to do all of this as well. And frame your shot. I have seen this. I've seen this. One Zoom meeting, it was just a picture of the curtains. I still don't know what that is. But before you go on, you know, you could check your video. Just like you could check your audio. Go to settings, make sure your audio is working, and then click on the video. Your camera will come on. Nobody else could see you because you've not entered the meeting. And you could check your lighting. If you can, have a light source in front of you. If that's not possible, then try to get maybe a lamp on either side of you shining, because that at least will give you some brightness. If all else fails and you have to turn on the overhead lamp, just be aware you might be casting some weird shadows. So you might have to adjust where you're sitting and how the camera is, just so that you don't have this pall over your face. I have seen that so many times, somebody just sitting in the dark, and either they don't realize it or it's on purpose. But again, a little disconcerting to see a semi-dark outline of somebody and you think, I don't know, maybe witness protection? Could be. But pay attention to about the background. I have seen so many strange things in the background. And I'm thinking, you do know we can see that, right? We can see all your dirty clothes on the bed. Seriously, I mean, clean that up. Or they have a ton of stuff. It's pictures and books. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people that is easily distracted. So I'm sitting there going, huh, is that her wedding picture? Oh, well, that's a nice picture. Oh, yeah. Oh, I had an outdoor wedding. That's lovely. But this is me. Now I really am not listening to anything more that's being said because I'm trying to think about, I wonder, I guess it was probably a July wedding. Yeah, the sun's really looks like it's beating down on everybody. And I'm creating stories in my head. Or I'm trying to figure out what the book is. There's a whole bunch of books. And I am a reader. So I will sit there and go, oh, I read that one. Oh, that was good. Oh, I don't know that one. And I'm like trying to write down the author's name. That looks interesting. So for myself, I have learned to just have nothing behind me. This is just a photographic paper and a couple of lights shining on it. And it's great because you can get an app on it and it's fun. You can, on your phone, change the colors. And what's good about that too is if you are doing videos for a course or anything and you don't want 5,000 different rolls of photographic paper to have a different color, the lights are the way to go. And you can put them up in different ways to cast different light and shadow on it. And to me, it's just the least expensive way to do it. It looks clean. It looks somewhat interesting, but not distracting. So even though we don't have a professional set, it doesn't mean that we can't still show our professionalism, which is coming in, be engaging, talk to the camera lens. And I know that's a little strange because you feel like you're just staring at this light, but that's really what anchormen do. And that's what also makes them feel like you are looking right at me. But that is the way of eye contact, and have it just a slightly above your eyes. It's just a little bit more flattering. I don't know if you've been on Zoom and people are looking down at their phone or on their iPad. It's not flattering. It just doesn't, no. So these are just some very easy tips and tricks. But the main thing is stay engaged. Let the person know that who is speaking that you're enjoying what they're saying. Give them a nod, give them a smile. But this right away goes, you're bored. Don't do that to them. Even if you are bored, pretend. And believe it or not, your focus will stay better if you do occasionally check your posture. Because when you lift your head and you pull your shoulders back, believe it or not, your focus comes right back. And when you have this kind of presence, even online, people notice. And that's what I've got for you today. Thank you.
Very good, Celeste. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean,
You're welcome.
I hear everything you say, and I was even commenting to Celeste earlier today. I was on a Zoom call yesterday. It was a video call, it wasn't Zoom, but everybody was asked before they went on to this event if they wanted to be on the big screen behind Mary Barra from GM and Mike Bloomberg. And they said yes, and then proceeded. One woman completely went off camera. The other woman was literally walking around with her camera. And I sit there and go, why did you even bother saying that you wanted to be on that screen? Just so that you could be there? You know, those kind of things are amazing. Celeste, can I ask you a question about the backgrounds?
Yes.
You know, I see like Tina's and Dr. Melissa's look like it's actually their house. And believe it or not, I don't have a map of the world in my house. Virtual backgrounds, I think they're good. I think they're okay, but you still get that dismembered head sometimes. What do you think about using them? Should we try to do more what you do or use the virtuals?
Virtual imaging is getting better, but it helps if you have a green screen behind you. And even then, if the white balance isn't done correctly, you will still get that almost disembodied feel, because when you sit back, you will still disappear. And you have to be very cognizant of what you're wearing. I mean, if you're wearing green, you are part of the green screen. I just find that there's a lot more work involved with trying to do a virtual background. Like I said, I've seen some that work pretty well. Honestly, I think Tina's, yours looks good. I don't see too much. I don't know what you're doing, what you're using there, but it looks good. I don't know if it is a backdrop or
it's not virtual.
It isn't virtual. That's what. Okay, that's what I said. Oh, okay.
No, but I would say I do have a
virtual. It was virtual. I thought, oh, okay.
Yeah, I would say that one thing that I've learned is that it's true. Like you have to have the right distance and everything, but it's really about the lighting. If I don't have enough light on my ring light, then you'll see my hand disappear. But I've gotten it to work because I will use my virtual background for my Global Business Connector meetings. But this is a self-adhesive wallpaper, and I'm in the process of putting this together. I don't have it all set up yet, so it's just this like brick wall, but it's wallpaper.
Okay, that's what I thought when I saw it, because I thought, okay, that's a good idea too. But when she said virtual, I'm like, oh, wow, okay, that's done really well. Yeah, because even Lisa, yours is pretty good, but again, you still have that outline going on, which again, I don't find terrible. I think it looks fine. It's not distracting like some can be. I've seen people just completely, go in and out, also because they're moving too much too. I mean, you really do have to be very stable.
Or those
when you're
virtual
using that.
backgrounds, like they have waves in motion, they're actual video. I think that's distracting because
I agree.
they're not on the beach. Sometimes there's a window with traffic that's different than like they're right on the beach and there's waves and then they're disappearing. I'm like, come back.
Yeah. And like I said, I think that they are working on that. I think that there's definitely a demand for it because nobody, there you go. Yeah. Wants to bother always.
Your hair's not moving, Lisa.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Too funny.
That's perfect. Yeah, but it's things like that. You really, especially when you are the one presenting, you really want to you take out as much distraction as possible. But I also find too, when I am networking or I'm pitching to somebody about my program, again, I want them to see a very professional look. I really want them to say, oh, this is somebody who's obviously working in a studio.
Right.
And that goes a long way.
Okay, very good. Anybody have any questions, comments, inquiries, suggestions? We'll just open it up to everybody. I apologize. I had about 12, 13 people signed up for this, and I don't know where they all are, but we'll enjoy our time together. So.
Yeah, but again, that's always the case with this.
Yeah.
I think either people forget or they're just tired at the end of the day. Nobody's going to miss me.
I want to say thank you, Celeste. That was some great information. And when you said, about the news crew and stuff, that really clicked in my head because I was like, oh yeah. I mean, and when I do my presentations, I turn, and so I only have my purple and my picture right behind me but I kind of like to do the corner because I can take notes now easier than if it's the other way. But thinking about the when a news person, I was like, oh yeah, they don't, they don't touch anything, and it's just that it's that awareness. And I had that awareness a lot when I would get up and walk in a room in a presentation. I would know not to touch my face, and I advocate that you don't touch your face because that is actually way that germs are transmitted. So, that helps with your immunity if you don't touch your face. So that's a tidbit. But yeah, I mean, it just brought, to mind. I was like, oh yeah, that's one thing that, and I see a lot of people, I'm on different networking events and Zooms, and they're like all over the place. I'm like, wow, it's very distracting. And it just brings me back to I like that analogy of just remembering, the TV. And I don't usually watch a lot of TV, but I do remember what, when they do watch the news, it's like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. I think it's something that a lot of people aren't thinking about. I think they're thinking, I'm home, I'm comfortable, I'm wearing my pajama bottoms, and they don't, and they seem to just not think that other people can see them. You are on camera. And I personally think that if you are going to present yourself professionally, then completely have yourself dressed, wear pants, because it does help with your attitude also. Because if you are going to be comfy in your pajama pants, well, then you know what? You are not going to really pay attention to your posture. You're not going to pay attention to looking and feeling as good as you should, because it all resonates. I'm sure that's something, Lisa, that you must tell people too, when you're talking about having presence online, that you need to yourself be and look engaged.
Right, right. And one of the things that, I talk a lot about when you're actually the presenter, one of the tips, and I think I actually posted it as a speaker tip, and WSA was, I tell some of them, especially at first when they're learning to do this virtually versus in person, is to sit on their edge of their seat, because it keeps you in that posture, and it also kind of keeps you kind of pumped up and more likely to be engaged, and just that edge of the seat feeling. That's one of the tips that I encourage people: sit on the edge of your seat. It kind of keeps you engaged, keeps your posture up. You're less likely to start to get relaxed while you're presenting and kind of sink down and get all comfortable. So you're exactly right. I mean, people are, I think more people are getting aware of the presence that they can have, and the powerful impact that they can have if they show up with that presence. And that's the key, really showing up with that presence, the difference that they can have. And really, just like what you said, it is just some little tweaks and some little awareness type things, and it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, and that is a great tip, to sit at the edge of your seat. It really is, because it keeps your feet also grounded.
Yeah.
And it keeps you from doing this. I see this a lot. I see a lot of
You
people.
don't fall out of it. It's good. As long as you don't fall out of the chair, it's all good, right?
Yeah, but if your feet are planted, you can't do that. But you're right. And that's an excellent tip. Yeah, to sit at the edge of your seat. Yeah.
I have a standing desk and a stool. So
Oh, there you go.
that
Yeah.
helps me stay alive. There's a board meeting that I'm part of with the International Coach Federation, and there's a man in that group. And I'm sure you've seen this, but it really specifically bothers me when it's a male. But he has, he's got his camera down, so it's almost like we're all having to look up at him.
Oh.
Right? It's just so frustrating. Like, it's so hard for me to listen to him, because I'm so I'm so annoyed by, like, I feel off. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost, he's so relaxed, and then he almost has it as a navel. We're all like looking up. It's just, he doesn't know, but I want to tell him.
Send them a note.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we don't like looking up your nose at your nasal hairs.
Well, it's sort of like if I was in a meeting, I mean, he would be like 7 feet tall, right? I mean, I'm short, but it would be me looking up. And then maybe it's just that sort of that sense of power imbalance, it's like, if you're centered in your camera and you have a good light and you're looking up, like you said, slightly, it's just your presence. It's easier to connect. It's easier to stay engaged. There's so much noise anyway. So if you're not centered, or if your mic isn't good, or people aren't muting and they're yelling at their someone, it's so distracting. Like, sometimes I'll just drop off a meeting because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't focus. It's taking too much effort.
And I think that's part of the problem, in being home now. You can. So I unplug the house phone, and I shut my cell phone off, but I can't control somebody coming to the door. So, like, what do? You put a sign on your door that says, go away, I'm busy, but it's again, it's a new reality that we have to at least consider for the next couple of months going ahead, and, make the best of a situation wherever we can. So if it's on the beach, if it's in your house, in your beautiful office, or in your newly wallpapered room, it's great. It's all good.
It's also, I look at it too as still good practice, so that when we do get to do the face-to-face, that we're not out of practice, that we still understand the importance of eye contact and posture and smiling and engaging. And I think that if we keep that practice up in the virtual world. And makes it that much easier when we do finally transition back to seeing people and talking to them. And handshakes may not happen for a while, but if anything else, eye contact is going to even be that much more important. You know, that we show people that we're listening, that we care, and that we're definitely engaged in what they're telling us, and have that same respect back. You know, and so I think this is still a good way for us to keep our foot in the game, you know, so to speak, with the networking.
Definitely.
And the one good thing about Zoom is everybody has to learn to take their turn to talk, because once more than one or two people talk, you know, we cancel each other out. So now we're forced to listen, which I think is great. Now it's like, you have to be quiet, you know, and let the other person talk. And I like that part of it too. I think it's a good exercise, yeah, to take into the real world again, to just be okay with the silence and let somebody talk. Yeah.
It's always that important thing. Listen and silent, same letters, right? And we always go back and forth to that. Well, Celeste, thank you so much. Ladies, thank you for
You're
engaging
welcome.
with Celeste, and any questions that you
Yeah.
have. She has all her contact information in there too. I
Yes.
encourage everybody to connect with each other. So just a little bit more, you know, again, because we don't have as many people, just going to kind of shorten this up a little bit. Just to give you a little background on me, I live in Rockaway, Queens. Shane is actually a neighbor of mine. She had to jump off. She's got a class that she's got to teach today. But I have been a lot of things in my past lives. I was a lifeguard. I was a music director. I was an office manager. I was an elementary education teacher. My partner and I ran an event management company in Brooklyn for over 25 years, and concurrently ran a gift basket business and a balloon decorating and balloon delivery business. We had to be very innovative. We had to come up with our own processes and systems. We had to learn to be resilient. We went through 9/11. We went through the Great Recession, and we lost everything in our work area and 2 delivery vehicles when Superstorm Sandy hit. That gave me the opportunity, believe it or not, to attend the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Initiative. And I hold a professional certificate in entrepreneurship from that, and another in management consulting. My coaching business, I work with entrepreneurs, business owners, and creatives to structure a plan to make their work profitable. We work together to up-level your money mindset, your signature system, and your pricing structure to make profits more consistent and higher. I created something called the Profit Project to get my clients past their roadblocks with profit in themselves and in their business. And we work together, making operations efficient, cutting costs and work time to raise their profit level, making their bottom line the highest point of their business, and hopefully giving them back some peace of mind, because that's really important for business owners. If you have stronger and more consistent profits, you can do more things. So you can save for your retirement, you can provide better for your family, you can pursue your passion, you can help other people. If you don't have the finances, you can't do those things. And what we do is we make a strategy for financial organization that stays consistent. When you have that in place, the ebbs and flows of business are not that huge, and the turns you can ride out. The side benefit is you have consistent funds, and you can do the things you want to do, which includes getting your message out, creating more visibility, and getting more clients. The cycle is consistent, cash flow is more steady, and profits rise. That's how the 2 roles that I have, my business and my WSA Global Business Connector, work together. So that being said, let me give a little jump up to the Women Speakers Association. I know that we have 3 actually global business connectors in the room. Tina's a global business connector in Denver. I was telling you about her. Dr. Melissa, I was telling you about her. Lisa, you're in Jacksonville, right? Jacksonville, Florida. And Celeste, you're a member. Melissa is joining us. She's thinking about it. She's on the fence. So we're going to try to see if we can help her out with what we do. So just a really quick background and a refresher for those of you too. I've partnered with the Women Speakers Association and the Global Business Connector program because it's giving me the opportunity to do the things I love, to give women a platform to be able to speak, or a place where they can learn, a community to find strength in, a place where they can build and strengthen their message, promote their message. These are crazy times, and it is so important that the silent majority, which is really the women have been the silenced majority. They have the place and the support and the feeling of community to have their message be heard by more and more people. So with that, let me just tell you about to remind you basically about some of the things with your WSA membership. You get a pretty little badge to put on all your stuff. That's the one that's over my shoulder here. It's something that you can put on your website. Sometimes it's the only reason that people join WSA, which is shocking to me, but that's okay. And those are the ones that probably signed up for this and didn't come today. So I'll get back to them. But anyway, as a member, you get a newsletter, and that comes every week, an e-newsletter. And you are asked to join our Premier Members Only Facebook group, where you can have visibility nonstop. Every day is a different thread. You can be seen on Monday with your website, your social links. Tuesdays are, if you're looking for speakers for events you're having. Wednesday, you can promote your events. Thursdays, business resources. If you know something, a great tip to share with everybody, you can do that. And Friday is free for all, which everybody does. They throw everything in there, anything they can think of. You receive an award, put it in. If you have a press release coming out, great. If you get an interview, put it up there so that everybody can share and see what you're up to and promote you a little bit more. And Saturdays, we ask if you're writing a blog, reading a blog, post it, share it with everybody, because there's nothing like getting information out there. When you join, and this is something I always say, first of all, the amount of money that the WSA membership costs is ridiculously low for the amount of information that you get when you join and the opportunities that you get. There are plenty of other speaker associations that you can join. There are plenty of other professional associations that you can join. But this one, I have to tell you, I've been in a lot of them, and this has got to be the best deal for the money, because the platform, the visibility, the education is incredible. One of the first things that you can receive when you join is a welcome call from Gail Watson. She is the CEO of Women's Speakers Association. She will get on the phone with you. She'll answer the questions that you have. She'll speak to you if you have any concerns. If you're on the fence and you're not sure if you want to join, I can have you speak to her, and she'll tell you exactly where you can go with this. And we have had some members, sky's the limit, really. So that's one good thing that you don't always get with other associations. You have access to a speaker success training library that's chock full of videos and interviews. It's incredible, the amount of information. Speaker success plan, we give you a little bit of guidance on where to start, where to head, your path, and how to build a following, how to build some audience, and get you involved in what we do here with Women's Speakers Association. One of the biggest things is your profile is in the member directory, and that's linked to eSpeakers. Now, if you wanted to go get an eSpeakers profile on your own, it's $179 for the year. Here's my point. We don't charge that much. So that alone, that eSpeakers profile is incredible, because it does go out to so many meeting managers, event managers, corporate planners, HR people. Your visibility is increased exponentially by having an eSpeakers profile. So you get that for free. It's linked with your member profile in WSA. And so, of course, speaking of linked, we always have the Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn profiles going as well. You do get a gift of something called Mind Movies, which is a visualization software that can help you design personalized digital vision boards or movies that'll, give you that goal setting. We've gone to vision board workshops, and we have them all over the house, and nobody ever looks at them, but we have them all over the house. It's great when it's on your computer, because you can actually put a little link on your desktop, and when you're having one of those off days, just click on it and watch it. It's very powerful to see it over and over again and remind you why you're doing what you're doing. And then we have other premier perks. There's the learning platform that is available to you through eSpeakers. And then we have discounts with partners, Extra Contact, Partnering is Success, an email marketing company that we work with, Social Buzz Club, and one of the coaches, Melanie Benson, gives a great discount for her programs. All of this information is in your Premier member section. When you log in, you can find that all out. So that's an awesome beginning. Once you do all that, you are also able to sign up to participate with a monthly profile review. We will sit and go over your profile with you. That's the first Wednesday of the month. You can do a monthly speaker success training, different topics all the time. It's the second Wednesday of the month. Different topics, different focuses. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 people. Sometimes it's just one person. But you get a lot of great information. Everything is recorded. We also do a monthly speaker chat on the first Tuesday. WSA is very high touch with the videos. They will videotape everything. I'm videotaping this right now. So I will be able to send you a copy of it. So if you want to go back over and see things, I appreciate the fact that you have to come in and like Lisa said, show up, and Celeste said, pay attention and be engaged. Yeah. Sometimes, and you are, and sometimes even when you might look at, you're not always. So my point is, if I can give you the video, you can take a look at it, and anything you might have missed, you'll be able to get back that information. So that's always a good thing. But you can apply for those things. And then you can apply to be a special guest at WSA events. So you can be an expert speaker like Celeste. You can be on our speaker chats, podcasts, and again, the speaker success training. You can even become a guest blogger. I had one of my New York members ask me if she could be a guest blogger. And sure enough, she applied, they approved it, they put it right up. So that's another, again, you got to remember 14,000 members. This is going out across a lot of different people, and it gets shared. So it's not just the 14,000 members, it's further than that. And as a premier member, regardless of where you are in the world, you will become part of the local WSA community. I am in New York. Lisa's in Jacksonville. Tina's in Colorado. She's doing the whole state. You're doing the whole state, right? Sorry.
At the moment, because there's nobody else, and Denver's the main hub, but I have members in Grand Junction, which is on the western slope, which is 4 hours from Denver, and just scattered around. So when I hold our Colorado, member only networking event, I just invite everybody.
Right. So you're in the same boat I am right now. We're always looking for global business connectors as well. So, that's another opportunity that you can have that, again, started this year. So you can increase your networking and support with being a GBC by building that local community. You can become a connect and collaborate co-leader with us. We ask that you can help us bring in people that we can share our message with about how we can help them get their visibility up and the education up, monetization of their programs, whatever it is. In the local communities, you can also be part of the leadership team. You can be an expert series speaker. Like I said, you can have a business spotlight. Normally, like what we did today, we don't normally do that. It would be a business spotlight. So, Tina would come in and say, claim the lead. Here's the business spotlight on claim the lead. And she would be able to do that. Of course, when we have many more people in an event, the live events, it's a lot easier. Virtual events, you see what happens. People sign up and then apparently forget to look at their calendars again. But I digress. Anyway, and then in the local communities, a lot of the GBCs are doing special things. In New York, I give my members special gifts, event and program discounts to New York events, and the opportunity to partner with me and help promote WSA's message. So that all being said, I am winded, and now it's your turn to talk because I'd like some information from you about where you see yourselves in 2021. I mean, we went through this really quickly before. 2020, not what we all expected it to be. Some people have really succeeded and done really well. And other people have been floundering and really, trying hard. I don't know where it is for you. I'm hoping that it's not anything dire, but I'm hoping 21 will be lucky. Lucky. I'm a gambler too. I just realized that 21 is a good number. So let's see. What are your plans for next year? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see your business? Maybe you have a plan for a program to launch or a book that's coming out or a media release. Maybe you're going to be on Oprah's interviews or something. That'd be great, right? What are you looking for? If you're looking for more visibility, more clarity, if you're looking to find out how to monetize things, how to leverage your business, I want to hear things. If you have anything to help me with, really how WSA can work for you, how we can help you reach your goals, and what you're looking for out of the local communities you might be in. So, anybody want to take a stab at it? I'm all ears.
Okay, well, I am working on a course. It's something I have been not wanting to do at all. I just don't want to do it. So I have really had to sit down and try to figure out how this course is going to come about, what it looks like, what information I'm putting into it. And it becomes overwhelming. And it wasn't something I had in mind to do. I wanted to do my presentations. I wanted to help people, find their self-esteem and do all of the things that I know that have helped me. And also just to get into that transition mode without any fear. And then I spoke to Jane. And Jane simply said, yes, and you're leaving all kinds of money on the table. And with her help, which has been a godsend, I can finally see the course taking shape. I could finally see what the modules are, what they are going to look like, what they're going to sound like. And it's now finally revealing itself to me after just really not wanting to do it. But it's interesting when you get a chance to talk to somebody who can ask you the right questions, who can prompt you to, what is it? Is it fear-based? Is it procrastination? Is it this is just not what you wanted in your wheelhouse? And then to turn it around going, but this is perfect for you. I mean, this is a way for you to present your information, get it out there, and all of your experiences, all of your tips and tricks can be laid out and easily read and understood. So that is what I am working on. And I am hoping that in 2021, I will be able to finally unveil it and get real feedback from it. So again, Jane, you are amazing. And I really don't know that this would have ever come about if you hadn't really shaped it and formed it for me to understand it. So that's it. That's what I'm doing.
Thank you for that. I did not want to say that. I promise.
She actually didn't know.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Again, it's a question of it has to be profitable for you. Let's face it. It's wonderful to say that you want to help everybody and you want to push everything forward. But the bottom line is the bills have to be paid and you have to get things moving. So, if you can monetize it, if you can leverage it, that's perfect. And when you're presenting and you don't have anything to sell from the back of the room or sell, from the stage, you're really leaving money on the table because people hear you and they want to follow you. They want to follow you to the end of the earth. And you might as well, take that opportunity and not let it go by. So thank you. I appreciate that, Celeste. I do.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to the program. So
Okay.
how about anybody else? Lisa?
I'll go.
Okay.
So, well, first off, I mean, I know that 2020 has been crazy, but I've actually, I've had a pretty good year. It's been different. It's definitely been changed, but I always look at change as an opportunity. So I don't mind change. So I just bought a house this right before the 2020 started. So I really been doing a lot to my new house and getting acclimated, and kind of it's been fun to work from home and be home a lot more. So I've taken advantage of a lot of things. But for 21, for me, I want more visibility. And so that's really part of the reason why I became a global business connector. I want more visibility. I want to be more profitable in my business and grow my business. So those are some lofty goals that I have for 21, and I need to make a better plan to get there. And becoming a global business connector was a big opportunity for that. So that is step one. And there's many more steps, and I'm still working through all of that. But I'm excited about 21, and but there's still many days left in 2020 as far as I'm concerned, and I'm trucking along, and being consistent with what I'm doing now, so that I can be prepared for 21. So
That's true. Cool. That's great. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to wish the year away, but a little bit of planning ahead too while we enjoy the holidays coming up and
oh
and
yeah,
make
yeah.
the best of everything however we can.
Yeah, well, at least it is holiday season, right? At least that's what's left.
It's a good season. So you have turkey Thanksgiving. It's I mean COVID turkey Thanksgiving. It's not a big deal, right?
Food. It's food time, right? It's food time.
On the side. Melissa, you want to go next?
Sure. So thank you. For 2020 has allowed me to, I've done a lot of networking and become more visible. My entrepreneurial journey is fairly young, only about 2 years old. So really that is part of my thing, is just been getting out there and shouting what I'm doing, because it is so unique from what others, not your typical health coach, not your typical pharmacist. So really shouting what I'm doing and letting people know so that they can refer me. And I've struggled a little bit because I designed all my programs around being very individualized and very unique. And I think I put myself in a corner, meaning that I niche down too much. And so I've tried to expand. And so I'm putting together some programs for the goal was the end of this year. I don't know if it's going to actually happen. I've tried it. I've had 2 different 3-week events. I plan to have one more. We'll see if it actually rolls out or not because of the holidays. I talked to one of my coaches. I'm like, I don't know if this is the right time, if I should maybe wait and do like a new year type thing, because a lot of people are very more health conscious, January coming around. And so I'm kind of leaning towards doing a special for that. I did do a Black Friday special. So I wrote an ebook for 10 tips on stress management, and it's on a package with somebody else. But so working on that and putting together a couple of courses, and really putting together some webinars on education for women's health, specifically menopause. I've had lots of questions about that, and a lot of people, that's kind of like we don't know what's going to happen. Did this happen to you? And that's the uniqueness. But there are some commonalities more than just hot flashes that people, I think, could gain awareness from if I put together, a little course, and then trying to figure out, okay, how can I monetize that? That's piece number 2 of that. So looking at, that piece of it, and being able to really just put the education out there and figure out how to get them, that they want me on their side, to walk alongside them on their journey, whether I do a little course, a little mini course every so on, or a self-guided course. I've just thought of both of those. So I'm not sure which would be better. But also, you know, really the big thing is, you know, to have me as your consultant and, you know, have me on your team basically is really where I want to get you. So I've thrown some tools in my tool belt that, you know, a couple of affiliate programs on things that really align with my health, coaching or consulting. So I'm trying to, I'm actually kind of pushing some of those towards the end of the year because there's some material things that, so I'm like, okay, every avenue of income that comes in is good. And so working with that, but I'm very picky on what I do promote, you know, because I want to make sure that it aligns with, you know, being healthier, feeling better, that kind of thing. So that's kind of where I stand and where I'm at right now.
Sounds like you're going to be busy. It's going to be very busy. Yeah, again, visibility, monetizing programs that you have, figuring out those programs. A lot of good information in the speaker success, the success chats, and all of those. A lot of good stuff. So something to think about moving forward.
Okay,
Thank
very
you.
good. And I do love to speak. I've done a lot of education, a lot of podcasts and things like that. So
We do that too with Speakers Associate. We do that eventually. We get around to it. Yeah, definitely. All right. Tina?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, this year, 2020, has been about me getting more visibility and getting some clarity around who am I serving. So I've been planting a lot of seeds this year, and I've been very busy and very profitable. And I'm in the process right now of doing some rebranding. So what that means is I'm working with a brand person who's helping with my visuals and just helping me, you know, I've done everything myself. I've been an entrepreneur for decades. I've had a lot of different side hustles, you could say. I've changed my career 7 times since I graduated from college. I started out as a fish biologist, and that's another story. But I'm feeling like I'm I'm really clear. So the light bulb that actually went off just in the last couple of days, I've been struggling with these two professions, one as a counselor, as a therapist, and the other as a coach, as a career, specifically career development. It's a specialty. And I just said, you know what? I do both. I can't separate myself. I'm not positioning myself and billing insurance companies and being a therapist. I'm not working with trauma. I'm not doing marital counseling. So I say, and I don't like life coach. I do life counseling. When someone comes to me for career work, they're talking to me about their marriage. You know, it's all that. It's holistic. So I'm embracing that, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm the career transformational coach, whatever. So I'm doing rebranding. I'm also getting clear that I want to basically offer 2 premier programs, and there's going to be a price to that because I can't show up 50%. They're going to get all of me, and I know what I can offer them and guide them through. So maybe that takes 6 months, 9 months, but I'm not going to do this piecemealing thing anymore. Maybe that helped, you know, this year when I needed income, but I'm repositioning myself. I'm also going to be one of the international bestsellers in the Voices of the 21st Century. I'm also looking into a program to write a book so that I can also develop a program from that book. But I've done that in years past and it didn't land with me too well. So I'm on the fence about it. But I'm more of a writer than a speaker. I like speaking. I like speaking one-on-one. I like speaking to small groups. I like facilitating, but I love writing. So I would really, really love to write some books, get my thoughts out and develop that into a program. And then of course, maybe that would make me feel more motivated or inspired to speak. So yeah, I just planting a lot of seeds and building community as the Global Business Connector here. It's really challenging me to step into a leadership role, really challenging me. I think I had a Monday meltdown I had to connect and collaborate. And sometimes I just feel like I give so much and I feel myself just like, I have to just ground. It's new for me. So, I don't know. It's interesting what comes up when you put yourself out there and you start stepping into a leadership role. With that comes a lot of responsibility. So I'm growing there. I'm claiming the lead. And for me, it's giving me the visibility and kind of the credibility to, in my community. It's really fun to see people reaching out and like wanting to talk to me, because I'm in that leadership role, and it's new for me. It's good though. It gives me an excuse to reach out to people, say, hey, I have this platform. I have something for you if it is right. And it's a great place to be offering these resources. So.
Sounds great. I mean,
Yeah.
I love it sounds like you're so clear on where it is you are, what you've done, and where you want to go with it. I just think 21 is really going to be great for you, Tina, really.
Thanks.
Really.
Yeah. I'm ready for a shift for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
It's a lot, what, the planting the seeds, like it's allowed me to go deeper because I'm less, although there's a lot of distractions online and noise, I'm not running around town I'm not doing things that may have been a distraction. I've had to sort of sit with it and just go deeper. And that's been really helpful for me.
Right.
Not comfortable, but important as an entrepreneur. And to transform to go through a transformation is uncomfortable. So I feel like this year has been very transformational.
Yeah, and when you get to do it from the comfort of your house, I think that's just a little less strenuous. It's still a shift, but it's a little more comforting when you don't have to be racing everywhere and fighting for parking and looking at a map and doing all those things. So yeah, I mean, transformation sounds awesome, and the clarity is crystal. It comes through in everything that you're saying. So, ladies, I mean, really, 21, I think we're off to the races and going to run really well. One thing I just want you to remember in hearing all of you, it's never hurts to do that reassessment, revamping. If it doesn't work the first time, you're not comfortable with it, do it again. You've got that clarity, you've got that ability, and really, sky's the limit. So we're going to end a little bit early, but we're always good. Uh-oh, Tina, you're making a statement, huh? Look at that.
I'm just, I saw Lisa playing with her stuff. So I have this.
Amazing. I don't
all
have
these studio effects you can do.
Yeah, don't have.
Jane, yes, you do. So
I
go
do.
to your video, your stop video, and there's a little up caret, and go choose virtual background.
Yeah.
And then you'll see virtual background, but then you'll see video filters. That's where the fun stuff is.
Okay, I got it now.
Yeah, see, you can be a pirate if you want to be.
Just wonderful. More stuff for me to have to do. I think I'll wear this one. This one,
There
that one.
you go. See?
There you go. That brings me back to my.
There you go. See?
That brings me back to my party planning days. Nah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I need some shades. I'm at the beach, so.
There you go.
There we go. There's Celeste. She's
waving to my
Party.
audience.
She's in her element. There we go. That's what we all need.
Lose control now.
I like these. Oh,
That's
here's the
good.
TV.
All good. All
There
good.
you
Oh yeah, I like the TV.
Yeah.
Look very retro.
Yeah, it's
I like
fun.
the rose room. I like the color filters.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
seen the new ones that they just did for it's on my other laptop, darn it. If you've upgraded, on my other laptop has there's more over to the right, the side effects, so you can put
Yeah.
permanent lipstick.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that I saw.
Yeah.
But if you
I've
don't
got
have the right lighting, you will be able to see it. I had
yeah.
eyebrows and lipstick. I'm like, wow, I look good. I don't have any makeup on. But then the lighting, like I changed my lighting and it looked like you could see. Or if I put my hand up, the lipstick would be here.
Oh yes. Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
so cool.
I've got to do the update on this laptop. I was on my other laptop when I discovered them. I guess it was last week or something. I was like, "Ooh, these are new."
Anything to just, what were you talking about distracting again?
Exactly. It's
Well,
all, yeah.
we're not
all-
going
it's
to do
all
this
distraction.
during the meeting, not during the
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Well, ladies, that brings us to the end of our program tonight. I want to
Okay.
thank you for taking the time to share your time with us today. And I want each of you to remember that you do have a message, whether it's wrapped around a book, a product, a company, a program, a passion that you have, whatever it is. I want to help you step into being a phenomenal message maker. So please know that I am going to follow up with each and every one of you. Yes, I am going to make a pest of myself. I am telling you from the beginning.
You're a
Because if
stalker.
I don't say it in advance, I just want to tell you, I'm going to send you out an email. I'm going to follow up with a phone call. I'd like to find out more and more and how I can be of assistance to you in any way, shape, or form, local or far away. It's not a problem. Anything else? Anybody have any other things to add or take away or subtract or?
Thank
Yeah, I
you,
really
Jane.
appreciate this. Yeah, thank you so much.
I thank
This
you
is-
and I
this was
appreciate your
great.
support. I'm glad you guys were able to make it. And if nobody else came, then that's their loss. So I appreciate you all. And you'll be hearing from me. And I thank you again. Have a really great night. And don't forget to copy the chat. I'll leave it open for a few more minutes. Copy the chat so that you can get in touch with each other. And see, that I know how to do.
All right.
Yeah.
A lot
See,
of
look,
people
I'm
don't
getting
know how
it.
to do that. You're more skilled than you thought, Jane.
I know. All right. So ladies, thank you again. And be looking forward to talking to you soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great
Take
meeting you
care.
all.
Bye-bye. How you doing, Celeste? Oh.